Hello and good day to everyone. So, eto na naman tayo. This is now our 5th week, no? Sa aton nga run through for our TNCT or Trends Networks and uh, Critical Thinking in the 21st Century nga subject. No, we have already gone through like apat na kasimana ang nakalipas, no? And now we are already on week number 5. We're halfway, no, sa aton nga third quarter. Hanggang sa week 5 na po tayo ng ating module for this semester. Now, ang week 5 sa aton nga TNCT, no, focus more on the important role of the creative imagination in putting together various parts of a whole. Na? So, after kung i-review natin, we started off with the definition of trends, fads, patterns. No, nagkadto kita sa globalization, nagkadto kita sa paano mag-identify sa patterns, and now we come up to the important role of the creative imagination in putting together various parts of a whole. Sang last nga mga weeks, gintackle naton, no, ang parts of a whole. Ano ang ginatawag nga whole, kag ano ang mga parts nga gina-consider sa isa ka whole. No, and we see that everything, no, almost all things around us are actually parts of a bigger whole. Now, particularly when it comes to our networks with other people. So, this time we are going to look into creative imagination, no, as a means, as a way in order to put together various parts of a whole. Okay, so once again, ano ang mga objectives o kung nga nga MELC, Most Essential Learning Competencies for week number 5? May ara kita duwa. Una is to discuss the different contributions of the parts to a whole and the important role of creative imagination in putting together the various parts of a whole. No? Ano kuno ang mga nakalain-lain nga contribution sa mga parts into creating a bigger whole? We are going to look into this in a global perspective. If the globalization or the global system, no, if ang world is a whole, ano ang mga parts, kag ano ang mga contributions sining mga parts, no? Then ikaduwa, illustrate the origin of different components of a gadget, business enterprise, industrial, technological, agricultural product, etc. through a mind map and a reflection essay. So part ina siya sa aton nga activity nga obrahon ninyo by the end of this week or module. So before we start, no, we are going to look at a picture. We call this activity pictoralysis or pictoralysis. Okay, because it's a combination of a picture and an analysis. Now, I would like you to look at this picture over here. Using this picture, try to conceptualize the importance of various parts to make it a whole. Ano ang mga mangyayari, no, if may mga bahagi or parts of a whole na hindi aandar or hindi gagawa ng kanilang mga expected na mga roles. And try to see using this picture kung ano ang mga importance, no, ng different parts into creating a whole, and try to write an essay regarding this conceptualization. So makita naton dira sa picture, daw poster ina siya, may ara kita lima dira katawo, tapos may mga naga-criss-cross sa babaw nga mga icons na nga interconnected by different arrows. Kung makita nyo sa module niyo, actually this is colored in monochrome, same as it is with here. Kahit tingin kopya ko man sa inyo nga module, no? Pero if you notice, regardless the monochromatic color, ma-identify natin nga may nagkalain-lain nga mga icons, kag may nagkalain-lain nga mga tawo nga gina-interconnect using the different arrows. Perhaps kung colored, ini siguro makita natin ang mga arrows are of different colors. But since we are looking at it in a monochromatic color, no, we'll just try to identify paano, no, ano ang ginapakita sini nga importansya sang mga parts, no, into creating a bigger whole. Try to conceptualize that, try to reflect on that, and then write down your answers on your answer sheets. Okay? We will reflect on this picture for a few moments before we proceed to the actual discussion of the lesson, no, sa sulod sang module naton. Okay? Now we proceed to tatlo ka mga very important nga mga concepts nga gusto i-highlight sa atong nga module for this week. Una is ang ginatawag nga global network. Now, ikaduwa, we have labor and migration. Then, ikatatlo, we have gadgets and business enterprise and agricultural enterprise considered as one element. No? So, tatlo ka mga concepts ang aton nga fokusan sa sining fifth week na discussion. Again, we have the global networks. No? We have a labor and migration. And we have the ideas of gadgets, business enterprise, and agricultural enterprise all summed up as one concept. Now, why do we have to look at this? First, what is global network? Okay. So, a global network, ladies and gentlemen, is actually a combination, no? Isa itong kabuuan, no? Put together sang politics, economy, culture, migration, and environment, no? These are the components that constitute a whole, and that whole is called the global network. Why is it called a global network? Because according to your module, no, it is made up of components that creates a domino effect. Buot ang balon, no, whatever happens to one will eventually affect the others. What happens to one part will eventually affect the entire whole. Dahil nga isa siyang network. One of the undeniable advantage of globalization is that new ideas and technologies can quickly spread across the world. Good ideas spread, and globalization let them spread farther. So, because of globalization, no, may naga-exist ng global network wherein mas mahapos na lang ganyan mag-spread sang mga ideas throughout sa bilog nga globe, sa bilog nga kalibutan. So that is one whole, no, that we have to consider. Now, if the global network is a whole, what are its parts? Who are the parts? So, kung mabalikan natin sa module nato, nakabutang dira kagina politics, economy, culture, migration, and environment are the components, no, of a global network. Pero hindi lang sila ang parts ng global network. Each and every one of us, no, contribute something. Each and every one of us that contributes something, will, no, be considered as a part of the global network. So lahat tayong lahat at ang lahat ng mga elemento na nagbibigay or tumutulong, no, for the betterment, for the movement of the global system is part of the global network. So according sa module ninyo, paagi sa mga global networks, globalization made people for liberal, open, dynamic, innovative, and mature with the exchange of ideas and practices between people of the world. So, mas nangin liberal, mas nangin open, mas nangin dynamic or active, mas nangin ito innovative, no? Kag mas nangin mature kuno ang mga tao because of the help of globalization and the global network. Nga kay mas naka-access na sila sa mga informations nga naghalin sa lain-lain pagiging mga regions and areas of the world. And then just like as I have said in the previous videos, no, makita na nato ng kultura sa iban nga mga countries. Kag ma-realize naton nga hindi lang aton culture ang naka-exist. And therefore we welcome these new cultures. And looking at them, we realize that hindi lang kita ang nag-exist. Hindi lang aton practices, hindi lang aton beliefs ang ara. There are other beliefs, there are other practices, there are other cultures which we could also adapt, which we can help, which we can promote, which can help us, which we can or which can help make us better, and all that. So mas nangin open kay mas damo kita access, kay mas nakita na naton how things work beyond ang aton na nga nabalaan. Global networks, according to your module, include the following: development of the www through the internet, or World Wide Web, through the internet. So the World Wide Web as we know it is a network, an online network nga nagka-connect sa mga nakalain-lain nga parts sang kalibutan through different internet sites, through different internet or social media sites, etc. So nagkakaroon na isang web, World Wide Web, using the internet. Then we also have networks of individuals, communities, and organizations that operates globally. There are many networks that operates globally. There are many organizations of people, organizations of communities. There are many other groups na nag-operate in a global scale. Gin-present na ni siya naton sa last naton nga video. We have examples of WHO, United Nations. We also have Red Cross, mga muni nga mga organizations nga naga-exercise sang or nagahulag, not just in a specific part of the world or region of the world, but throughout the world, across different countries, are considered as global networks. Global networks also include the use of cyberspace and other technological innovation that gave rise to the global village. Sa nahambalan natin sang ligad, may global market, may tinatawag mga global village. These are this is a virtual nga community wherein everyone nga maka-access, all of us who has access to and are able to reach out to these web or connections, see each other, connect with each other virtually through the use of internet, not really virtually but perhaps online, pwede man through calls, pwede man through chats, pero it appears like hindi lang limited sa aton nga region, hindi lang limited sa aton locality ang aton nga community. It now goes out as if the whole world is just a village. Kaya nga tinawag siyang global village because daw lapitanay lang. Anytime you can contact somebody who is from a different nation, anytime pwede ka panawag, maka-chat, maka-video call sa mga tao nga naga-ubra outside sang Pilipinas. As if nga dira lang sila sa pihak sang balay naton. And all this, because of the cyberspace and technological innovations. So what are the factors which gave rise to globalization? According to your modules, kahit i-run through in isang modules naton, there are 3. Advancement in education, advancement in science and technology, and the social and political liberation. These 3 factors, amo ni sila ang nagbulig sa aton in order to achieve globalization. Sila ang mga nagtigayon sa pag-rise sa globalization. Of course, because there's advancement in education, we are expecting na tungod damo ng educated, there would be an advancement in science and technology. And this one is very, very important because diri nag-arise ang mga innovations sa technology which will, later on, result to the social and political liberation. Diin mahalin ang social and political liberation yun kay tungod nga nagkaroon na ng pagmumulat ang mga tao sa mga bagay na nasa labas ng kanilang comfort zone, ng kanilang region. They now see how things work outside of their nation because of the help of advancement in education and advancement in science and technology. So amo ni sila ang nagabulig, no, nga nagpala establish or nag-rise sang globalization. Okay? Then we have the second concept in your module, labor and migration. Why is this concepts included under sa atong nga topic subong, which is parts, uniting or putting up together parts of a whole? Because we consider that labor and migration is also a part of a bigger global whole. Okay? Ang dira sa module ninyo nga makita naton is actually a proof or an example, to confirm or to affirm, that labor and migration is something that happens, something that is in practice, even in the Philippines. According to the module, the Philippines is not an exception in the phenomenon of migration. May ara kita parte nga ginahimo because we are a part of the whole, because we are a part of the entire global system. May ara kita role. Okay? That's why hindi kita exempted sa ginatawag nga migration. We send people, we send citizens, Filipinos, outside of our country to serve in other countries and in different parts of the globe. Kumbaga, wala kita naglimit, nagsara sang atong pertahan diri lang sa mga sa sulod sang Pilipinas. Nag-open kita and we send off services to different parts of the world. That has become our role. Isa na siya sa mga parts naton, nga ginbulig ta in order to create a global system. Kag since of course nagwa, perhaps many of them naka-establish na sa sagwa, nagasunod ang ila pamilya or kinapasunod din ang ila pamilya para mag-migrate sa ibang mga countries. So may exit, may diffusion sang tao, may release sang tao, may release sang services halin diri sa sulod sang Pilipinas pagwa sa other parts of the world. And that is one of the Filipino contributions to the global system. Other than of course ang mga exports kag ang mga materials naton nga nagagwa kag naga-inspire sa other countries nga mag-innovate sang mga materials nga ini in order to come up with new inventions. In the same way, nagapagwa kita, part man sang atong nga pagiging part sang global system ang pagbaton man o ang pagpasulod man sa mga information, sa mga ideas kag sa mga elements nga makabulig sa aton nga development sang country as part of the global system. Okay, so last naton nga factor or concept nga tutukan sa week 5 are gadgets, business enterprise, and agricultural enterprise. Nga nagsulod ini sila because these also are factors. These also are parts that make up a whole. And perhaps these three are among the many factors, among the top parts kung sa diin nag-excel ang aton nga country kag kita man mismo as Filipinos. So what are these three? Una, we have gadgets. Gadget is a small and handy tool such as a machine that has a particular function beneficial to a man's day-to-day or daily nga life. Okay? Any machine which is handy, meaning mauyat-uyatan, mabilibit-bit, usually mobile, nga makabulig kag nagabulig sa tao sa everyday life. Amo nang ginatawag nga gadget. Then we have business enterprise. Business enterprise refers to the activity of providing goods and services involving financial, commercial, and industrial aspects. Then we have agricultural enterprise. Agricultural enterprise means those small business concerns engaged in the production of food and fiber, ranching and raising of livestock, aquaculture, and all the other farming and agricultural related industries. Well, of course, no, given yan sa iyang ngalan, it's agricultural enterprise. Okay? So, nga ang gin-identify naton, nga gitaga naton sang meaning ining gadgets, business enterprise, and agricultural enterprise. According to your module, we all agree that change is one of the many things that is constant on Earth. No? And with that, we can conclude that human societies adapt and accept change for the survival of our species. Throughout the history of man, there are a lot of events, technology, and products that shaped our way of life today. These events, technology, and products encourage the development and change in our society. So these three, ang tatlo nga to kagina, ang ang agricultural enterprise, no, ang business enterprise, kag ang gadgets are just a few of the major parts or the major nga mga factors no nga nag-create o kung naka-come up sang development, nakabulig sa development sang society. So, I think, ladies and gentlemen, that ends the run-through for week number 5. Medyo madasig lang siya kahit daw ka basic lang man gisang information nga ginatutukan naton dira. No, kaya ginapaintindi lang man naton actually bottom line sang week 5 is may mga parts pero ang parts no kinahanglan sang creativity in order to put up into a whole. Amo man naka-easy no, ang whole hindi mabuo kung wala sang parts. Ang parts kinahanglan sang creative innovation in order to put together para magululupod sila na mag-come up sang isa ka whole. So now, after looking into these thoughts kag concepts nga gin-offer sa aton sang week number 5 sa aton nga module, let's look into your assessment. Kadto kita sa aton nga assessment. Okay? So, ang first part sang assessment dira is your learnings. Okay? According dira sa instruction, mapili lang kita sang isa sa tatlo ka given nga task nga nakabutang or nakalista dira sa your learnings. Okay? We have task 7 which is ECSA, task 8 which is cause and effect, kag task 9 which is the map. Okay? We are going to work on we are going to work on task number 7. Dululungan kita, palariho kita, which we will answer task number 7. Kaya mo ni siguro ang pinakahapos at pinaka hindi nagikinahanglan pa nga paligban nga task out of the 3. Okay? According kasi sa task number 7, let's look at the world as a flat planet. Using the following guide questions, write a 100-word essay on a separate sheet of paper. Of course, a reminder lang gali. Now, when you do your answers, answer in a handwritten no nga answer sheet. Kung pwede lang, please do not return your modules. We will have as announced your summative starting on week 7 and week 8 no. So kung wala ka na sang hawid sang module kay binalik mo, I don't know sa imo, ang ginapabalik lang answer sheets no nga kung hard copy should be handwritten, hindi tani printed. Okay? Kung soft copy, of course, no, you type it, you save it, and then you send it to our Google Classroom. Or if ever kid man, you already have something written, pwede man nga picturean nyo para klaro, basta klaro lang, no, and then you send your photographed nga answer sheet or ang file sa inyong answer sheet picture on our Google Classroom. So again, balikan ta ha, ari ang image sang flat earth. And the questions goes this way. How do you understand the concept that the world is flat? How do you understand ang concept or ang idea nga the world is flat? Expound, explain. What role does gadgets, agricultural, and business enterprise play in the flattening of the world? Ano kuno ang role sang gadgets, sang business enterprise, kag sang agriculture enterprise in order to achieve the flat earth or the flat world? Kung ano man ang iya definition sang flat world or ano man ang imong pagintindi sang flat world, follow up question ang number 2, no? Depende sa kung anong sabat mo sa 1, try to answer number 2. Ano ang role sining tatlo? Ang gadgets, ang business enterprise, kag ang agricultural enterprise in or isa sa pag-create, no? Sinang imo nga idea sang flat world. As much as possible, try to be more factual, no, sa pag-build up mo sang idea sang flat world. Now, try to research ano ang concept of the flat earth. Amo lang na siya ang aton nga obrahan sang activity out of the 3 tasks nga nakabutang sa module ninyo. Okay? According to that, you'll have to answer this in not less than 100 words. As much as possible, try to make your essay as comprehensive, no, and as organized as possible. Okay? Next, we proceed to think and reflect. Think and reflect is the second part of the assessment, post-discussion assessment sang inyong module number 5. No? According dire, there is this 3 sentences, incomplete sentences, which you will have to complete. Okay? Well, philosophically, kung pilosopo ka, mambaga nga complete ang sentence, sugpunan mo lang pintok sa punta, tapos na. But we are, of course, expecting you to expound on your continuation. Kung ano itong ginsugpon mo, give a little explanation. Okay? Number 1, I learned that, and then you try to expound on what you have learned. I realized that, sugpunan mo na, and then ano ang explanation or expound mo ang imo realization, no? And if given a chance, I will dot, meaning dira mo isugpo ng imo nga sentence, ang imo nga statement, kag i-expound mo man, no? Given a chance, I will what? Depende sa imo. Sir, sa ano ni siya related, no? Sa diin ini matuon ang amon nga I learned that, I realized that, kag if given a choice, I will. We are focusing on you being a part of the whole. So, this is actually an everyday life reflection. What have you learned so far? No, not really on the subject lang, but on life itself. What have you realized so far? And if given a chance, what are you or what would you be doing? No? So, we answer this question. So, punanta ini mga open sentences kag ma-expound kita gamay sa aton nga answer. Para nga daw hindi man elementary nga ginsugpo naman sang 2 words tapos na. Okay? Then last, we have your poster making. That is task number 11 already. Create a poster showing the timeline of development of gadgets, business, or industry. Pili lang ha, either gadgets, business, or industry. No, any of the 3. Pakita mo lang ang development nila through a poster. Just like what we did kagina, ginpakita naton ang development sang gadgets, sang business enterprise, kag sang agricultural enterprise. Pero ato iya, kung makita mo sa module nyo, is naka-textual format. Naka-bullet lang, nakalista. Ini ginapangayo sa inyo subong, himuon nyo siya nga poster. Pili ka, development sang gadgets, development sang business, or development sang industry. No? And then himuan mo sang poster ang imo na research nga thought sa kung paano ini siya nag-develop through the years. So ipakita mong developments ang any of these three concepts using a poster. Then you are going to write a paragraph that tells about your poster. Siyempre, when you submit the picture, hindi ko man nadali maintindihan unless otherwise may explanation sa lalong kung nga anak mo na ang contents ng imo nga poster. So, there will only be 4 tasks sought of you sa aton nga module number 5. No? The ano to kaginang sa una? No, the first activity which is the pictoralysis, no? Ang ikaduwa which is ang flat earth, ang ikatatlo which is your reflection, and ang ikapat which is your poster. Ang mula ni sila ang required sa inyo nga mga tasks for week 5. Now, so hopefully you're able to come up with your thoughts. You can go and research beyond this video run through para mas mabuligay ka mo sa pagpaintindi, pero actually mawudlay mag-search ako gintry ko man pangita no online sa kung anong pagid ang mapuga naton na content sa sining topic sang week 5. Medyo mabudlay na mapuga kay daw ka basic, no, daw ka hapaw, ka shallow sang iyang thought, pero ang shallowness nga naga lead into a deep realization. Okay? That is the reason why we would like you to work on these tasks with all honesty. Hindi kay para nga magpasa ka lang. Okay? Try to work on it while you realize your while you come up with your realizations during your working of the activities. So I hope no samtang nagaobra ka mo sa activities ini dira ka mo naga-learn sa mga gusto nga ipatutok sa inyo sang sining module for week number 5. So once again, thank you very much sa pagtutok no sa ikalima na naton nga module run through. This is your Sir now tax for trends, networks, and critical thinking in the 21st century. Thank you very much and good day.